Hello everybody, welcome back to the Library Reader. On this channel I do library book hauls, library book reviews, and so much more. So before I begin with my review of So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison, which is the same author as The Return, not this week coming up, but next week I'm supposed to begin my Kobo Claire BW Black and White. I'm leaving Amazon. I'm leaving Amazon. And I have different reasons why I'm doing that. And yeah, so I will be checking out library books from the library through the Kobo device. So I'm very excited about that. So I actually have two videos I'm doing today because it is the 28th and I did not want to wait until the new year to upload the second video and everything. So as I said, the first video is going to be a review of So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison. I actually have the Kobo app here, and I do not have any library books on it. I did renew another book, but I'm not going to get into that one until like later on next month. Alright, So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison. This is the second book that she published, and this is about two women who, so here's the thing. Our main character, so these two women are married. One of them is a very, like, she's a wife, and she has a guy who cheats. Her husband cheats, and he's very open about being a cheater. He's very open about it. And so she basically is like, it's her birthday coming up, and her husband gets her something and everything. And then she has a friend who is also married to I don't know if he's a band member or the singer of this rock group, but they have a very open marriage, and they have no problem having relations with other people. They even went to an orgy in Amsterdam, I believe. I believe that's the country they went to and had it. So he goes and decides to give her a getaway vacation, but not with him. And so what basically happens is they go out there. She arrives at this fancy hotel and everything, and they meet up with these people that are strangers and all that type of stuff. And what happens is they are over there, and they decide that they're going to have not the woman decides, but the guests decide that they're going to have a good old orgy and everything. And what happens is there is something in the basement. It comes out and it attacks our main character's friend, and it bites her, and it starts drinking from her, so it's a vampire. Or else it's a very, very emaciated man. But no, it turns out to be a vampire. And if we find out later on that the emaciated vampire is a guy who decided to not drink blood anymore. And what happens is, when you don't give in to the thirst, you become that thing. And it's kind of a, you get all the perks and everything that comes with it, like immortality and strength and all that, but you're forever tied to the consumption of other people's bodily fluids. The blood part, not the other part. So to save her life, her friend agrees to become a vampire, and it's a whole ritual that's involved. And we find out in the vampire world in this book, you can only turn somebody turn a certain number of people in your existence, or else you lose a part of yourself. And so what happens is both of them wake up and they're now vampires. So aging no longer applies to them, time no longer applies to them, death will never visit them. And what ends up happening is, because her friend has never learned control even when she was human, she literally, she gives into the thirst every single time. And I forgot how many times these women have to feed. Like it's just insanity. So as time progresses on, like, like her friend attacks this not bellhop, but no, he's not bellhop. This guy that, he drives your car into, like, its spot. I think it's not a chauffeur. I don't know. But she attacks him, and of course, the smell of the blood makes her feed. She attacks, she literally bites into the face of a woman. Her and her friend both drink from this guy who decided to try to rape her friend. The irresponsible one almost got raped. Here's the thing is, don't call two women cunts when they're about ready to feed on you. It's just not a good idea. And as time progresses on, they have to leave their old lives behind because of the fact that they cannot survive in actual society anymore. They're on the fringes of society. And then of course, during these things that happen, her friend gets shot, the irresponsible one gets shot, and she drives her to, they're basically, she's basically driving, trying to figure out a way to, like, save her friend's life, even though she kind of ignores the fact that she happens to be dead. And finally they come upon this mall that's abandoned. It's their dream mall, and basically the very beginning of it, you have these, she had this dream about this mall, and sure enough, they find the mall that she's been dreaming about, even though it's abandoned and stuff. And sure enough, their vampire friends find them in time and everything. So it's it's an interesting book. Oh, by the way, her irresponsible friend bites her husband. Nope, doesn't turn him, but bites her husband. They have very sharp teeth. very, very sharp teeth. But no, these vampires do not turn into wolves. They don't turn into bats. They don't turn into mist. They don't have a reflection. That is definitely something they don't have. They're able to be out during the daylight, even though it's kind of uncomfortable for them. They also, they also have the ability to entice their food to come to them. We also encounter a woman, I don't remember her name, it's been like a couple weeks since I finished reading this book, but this woman, she is a vampire, but she's also a cannibal, and she, and her friend wanted to stay with her, and she eats people. She doesn't drink, she drinks from them, but she also eats them. So her friend's like, no. No, you're not staying with her. And her friend's shocked, like, huh? She does what? She eats people. Anyways, it proves there are cannibal vampires. Anyways, I did like this book. I really did. I'm actually, next month, at some point next month, I will get the physical copy of So Thirsty. Like I said, I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was a good book, and it definitely does a different spin on the vampire genre, or vampire mythology. And yeah, all in all, it was a good book. Okay, so I gave it 5 stars on, 5 stars No, I did not. I did not. I did not hook. Did I hook it up to? I would have given it 5 stars. Okay, so anyways, the next video I will be doing is for another book. Now, I actually own the book, but I borrowed the digital copy from the library. So, I will see you guys next time. Bye. And have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday.